Well, good morning, folks. We're back out at Dad's shop today, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of work on the Model A. 31, right? Yeah, 31 Model A. Dad's been starting to do some woodwork. In the previous video you saw that it had all the old wood. The guy had tore everything out of it. All the wood strips that go down through the doors, through the framework at the top, all that stuff he had taken out, and all that was in the car. And Dad has started making new pieces. You can buy that, but it's expensive, and Dad's got, like, we save anytime there's scrap lumber from somewhere, we always save it because we don't throw anything away. Yeah. So Dad's got plenty of scrap lumber to rebuild the pieces, and he's got time. So we're taking these, like, look at this. We were just talking about this piece. I'm not even positive if that was all one piece. I think this was all one piece and it split and came apart, but it's all rotted out in here.
Right where the nails go.
Well, and that's probably where water seeped into it.
Yep.
But like here, we thought it was two separate pieces because that's such a straight line, but then right there, you can see.
And this don't look like it's two pieces.
It just, they had a machine line going down there and it cracked right along that. Anyhow, that's the old piece that was rotted and broken. He was looking for somebody to throw the ball for him. Anyhow, this piece lays down right on here. You can see where he's got the starting to make the notch right there. So by the time he's all said and done, he gets it cut to the rough shape and then gets the grinder out and starts grinding it all down. It'll fit back in there and it'll work just fine. I'll come over here. This is the same part. You can see it coming in from back here. It's the nailer that all these old tacks that hold your roof stuff and trim and everything in there up to the front. And he's already got this one ground down and curved.
It's kind of,
I'm sure it'll get a little more fine tuning, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of the junk out of the inside of the car. Got the back seat unburied. Even if we end up recovering the seats, I think we're going to, if we do end up recovering, we're going to buy seat covers to put on them, because I showed the front seats in that last video and they're too cool to tear all that off and throw it away. So if anything, we'll just cover it up and it'll still be underneath there. But okay, today we're going to try to get this engine running. We heard it run down at Uncle Bob's house. He said that the fuel valve, the gas tank on a Model A is right here in the cowl. So your dash is actually the back side of the gas tank. Here's the fuel valve under here. I don't know if there's enough light to see that well, but the fuel valve, he said that fuel valve, even when it's closed off, it leaks by. And then the carburetor drips gas out the carburetor. So the fuel valve's leaking and the needle and seat in the carburetor must be leaking also. So I think before we even do anything, I think I'm just going to pull that carburetor off, pull it apart. It does not take much at all to go through a Model A carburetor. I've been through a few of them before. So pull it apart, make sure there's not any dirt in the needle and seat. Try to get that to work better, because if you're leaking past the needle and seat, it's not going to sit here and idle well. So I think we'll do that first, and then we just got a little like lawnmower gas tank that we're going to throw right up on top of there, tie it down, run the hose down to your line down here, and we can fire this thing up and hear it run. But for right now, I think I should have brought my magnet mount for this camera. I think I'm going to set the camera down here.
Remember the tape into the car.
Set the camera down. The dog's under the car too.
Yep.
Set the camera down here and we'll get this carburetor pulled off of here. That'll
Yep. Little booger's got the tape.
That figures.
Good boy.
He's just getting it out of there for you so that you can get to it more easily.
He'd get up there easier than I can.
There we go. Pull that off of there. Got to whoops. You probably won't grab that spring for us.
Probably not.
You don't have that magnet thing that extends out anymore? Just, well, that'll do it. It's probably a brass spring and won't stick to a magnet. Nope, there we go. And just 2 bolts. Looks like they just have rubber hose spliced right there to hold the line together. We'll take this at this end because they're no, we'll do that bottom one. They got rubber hose already on that. Gas tank. I guess I'm gonna have to loosen both of them up to get it off of there. Ooh, goodness. That is growed together. Oh, what the heck? Couldn't be that hard to turn. Oh, there's a wrench right here on the cowl that's 1/2 inch and 9/16. That's exactly what we need. There we go. Holy moly, that is seized right on there. There we go. Hardest part of the whole project's getting the damn rubber hose unhooked. There.
Did that to stay, didn't I?
Wrench laying right there. You can just about rebuild this car with a wrench that's 1/2 inch on one end and 9/16 on the other. I think this is a Tillotson carburetor. The original ones, which we've got one, a Zenith, up on top of the cabinet over there, but if this one works, we'll use it for now. But it's supposedly been rebuilt already, but that doesn't mean that there's not a chunk of debris underneath the needle and seat causing it to leak by. Alright, let's see if we can. Oh man, that's tight. Not good. Oh, should have loosened that up while it was still on the car where I could get some more leverage on it. There we go. We'll get this out of the way here. Yeah, I think when we get ready to put this all together, we ought to get the factory made fuel lines. That's what I bought for my Model A truck, and they're already all bent to the exact right shape. And there's steel lines.
Pan's not as clean as I thought it was. We're trying to continue the parts though.
That'll work. Tillotson, Toledo, Ohio, made in USA. Some people say that these Tillotson carburetors are the best thing that there is for Model A, and other people don't like them, but I know that I had one and I had a lot of trouble with it, but I also had a lot of debris in my gas tank, turns out. So I don't really know if it was the Tillotson carburetor's fault. But when I switched to the Zenith, the same time I did that, I put a better fuel filter in line, and I've had less issues since then. Alright, let's try to not destroy the gasket. Here's some, well, first of all, it's bone dry, which seems odd to me, but there is some debris in the bottom of there. We'll blast that out good. We'll blast through all the jets. I'm not going to pull all the jets out of here and everything. I'm just going to clean it out, and I'm going to make sure that carb cleaner passes through everything. All that. Already I see something that I don't like. That float gets hung up right there. It's stuck because it's hitting on that needle valve and not letting the float go up. Pull that float off of there quick. That needle will drop right out of there, but look at how loose that needle is in there. I think it's fine, just bang that around in there. That's good for it. Breaks loose all the debris. The edges on that are kind of sharp, and it almost feels like there's a spot there. I'm sure the camera's probably not picking it up. It looks like somebody had pliers on it, and it's got some marring on it a little bit. Oh, well.
Full of water, huh? Full
No,
of something?
probably gasoline.
Uh-huh. I thought it was heavy when you laid it down there.
There's our problem. Well, we've got another carburetor over there that's probably a better carburetor than this in the first place. So I'm going to put this back together. We'll pause the camera. I'll throw this carburetor back together. We definitely will save it. We can get another float for it. I'll bet right there's a spot that started leaking. But it definitely has got liquid inside the float, and that's, I would almost, oh, there's a big old gob of solder right there. That might be the spot too, but I would almost guarantee that is the issue. The reason why this vehicle was, or this carburetor had gas running out of it and like when it was just sitting there, the gas was trickling out. So we're just going to throw this back together. We'll get that other carburetor out. And we'll try it on there. Okay, just loosely screwed that back together. We'll save it. You can get new floats.
I'll put it in this. We'll replace this one.
Dad went and got this. He already knocked the 1.5 inch of dust off the top of it.
And it's marked on the front, says Zenith carburetor.
It does. It says a Zenith carburetor. That's what we need. Now we're going to put a Tillotson carburetor back in there. So you're going to have to scribble out where it says Zenith.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that's been overhauled.
I think it has. I'm pretty certain
I'll just set that down here so it don't roll over.
that, because look right here, it's got a new screw there, got a new bolt there. I'm pretty certain this carburetor has been gone through already. And I was thinking that I was going to go ahead and tear it apart anyway, just to make sure, but looking at that, there's a new gasket behind there. New gasket already on here.
I've been looking all over for them.
Huh. Craftsman little set of ignition wrenches. And I bought a set just like this off eBay to keep in our kit down at Old Threshers last year. Well, we know where they're at now. Don't put them back in there. We'll lose them for another 10 years again.
I have a complete gasket set here.
Does it say for Zenith?
It says here, Zenith Carb Basic Rebuild Kit.
Oh, good. Save it. I'm pretty sure this has got a kit in it. I was going to go ahead and tear it apart, but I think I'm just going to thread this valve in there and blow air in and see if it passes air in through it. And then
I think that one's got a new Venturi in it because when I tore it apart, I broke it. And I have an empty package here.
we must have got 2 full kits for some reason.
Did.
I think we ordered a kit and it didn't show up forever, and we got another kit, and then after, like, they sent us the second kit, then after they sent the second one, the first one showed up or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now that I'm thinking about it, but okay, I'm just gonna put this in there. I'm gonna blow a little bit of air through it with the carburetor right side up, so the float should be down. Then I'm gonna flip it upside down, try to blow into it again and see if the needle and seat seems like it's holding. Boy, that's nice. What's up with that? That sure doesn't seem like it's threading down in there very good. Where's that fancy damn can of WD-40 at?
I put it away.
You put it away? Why would you do something like that? I don't know. Oh, here, actually, I'll just put it on the threads on that. Because I feel like that should thread in there more than like 1/4 of one turn. Ought to be about getting there. We're about to run out of threads. There we go. Tighten up. Yep. Okay, with the carburetor right side up, so the float should be in the down position. I can easily blow air in there. If I flip it upside down where the float should come up, it won't let me blow any air in. So I think the float's working. Well, I think I'll just throw this carburetor back on there. We're just going to trial by fire. If we put it on there, it leaks, 2 bolts to pull it back out and go through it. But I'm pretty positive that this one has been gone through already. Alright, I put the bolts that I took out of that other carburetor, stuck them back in it. No. There's the lock horse are still sitting there. I'll throw that in with it too. It's got brand new gasket on it. Yep, a float with a bunch of liquid in it would definitely explain why gas would run out of the carburetor. The only thing I really don't know about this carburetor is if the float level is going to be set correctly, because it probably was just put back in the way it was, but most of the time they are good. You don't have to really adjust them. They're usually pretty darn close. Here we go. Get our GAV, our gas adjustment valve rod, slid back down here. We've got a spring that slides up on that, and there's a washer that goes here that keeps the spring from going up through the hole in the firewall. And then you got your little tube that slides around the outside of that, and the notch in this and the notch in that just line up with each other. The tube slides down over it to hold it all in place, and then from inside the car you can pull your choke, push it back in, and adjust your fuel mixture. Okay, Dad's filling his grease cups on the...
I've never seen grease cups on a water pump before.
Yeah, all our other Model A's have
It's Oilers.
Grease zerks.
Yeah.
But this one's got grease cups on it. If it worked, you don't have to have a grease gun with you then. But anyhow, we got this plastic gas tank. We're going to throw that in there, and I'm just going to zip tie it to these hood support rods for our temporary fuel system, and then we're going to have to order a shut-off valve and the correct fuel lines for this. Probably should go like that. Yeah, put this side down so it runs downhill to the hose. because we probably won't put a bunch of gas in here. We'll just put a little bit in. It does have a shutoff already in the line though, so if it is leaking, we can shut it off. That's handy. There, solid and secure. Now, I don't necessarily want to put a loop in that, so we'll cut off a little bit of this extra hose here. I don't like that facing towards my thumb. I can just go like that.
Bingo.
That was his name, all.
Yep.
There we go. That should do. I can snug that just a little bit more. Hopefully it won't leak. Took our little... I'll say one thing. The new replacement, these little rod linkages are not nicer than the old original ones, that's for sure. I prefer the old ones. They seem to work much better. Little lube on there. That's God dang it. Oh, what the heck? Oh, for Christ's sake. I just broke Dad's fancy ass thing of WD-40.
No. Brand new can.
Look at that.
Oh, there it is.
I think it will go back together, possibly, maybe.
I got an old can if you need it.
Leo, get out of the way. There we go, that still works. Put a little drop of lube on there. Yeah, this new fitting piece is nothing to brag about, but it'll probably do the thing. I'm not sure what they've got going on here. Yeah, something's not right in this linkage setup. We're gonna have to look at that. For right now, I'll just run the throttle by hand on it. So we're gonna pull that linkage back off of there. I don't know if that whole time I was talking about this linkage, if it was even pointing down there far enough to see it anyway, so. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, we'll have to visit that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. When we get ready to start it, I'll have Dad crank and I'll run the throttle over here.
I don't know if you can dump that out there in there or this can's clean if you want to do it that way.
Yeah, we can do that.
That'll be enough gas to make it work, so.
All right. Put a can of gas in there.
We're gonna have to hook the battery up and stuff like that too.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll open up the line and let this start flowing down to the carburetor, and while we're hooking up the battery we can see if the carburetor starts leaking or not. Well, it's not instantly running out of there. Let's go. Oh shit, yeah it is. Yeah, it's coming out. All right, is it coming around that plug? Oh, it's not half or 9/16. Oh yeah, well it's not even. It's bigger than 9/16. Yeah, I won't use that anymore at all up doing that. We'll get a wrench. Well, quit dripping. All right, you can have that back. And I think already by now we'd have had gas coming out the throat of the carburetor if the needle and seat wasn't working. So let's see if we can hook up the battery. Uncle Bob did say that this has got a brand new 12-volt battery in it. And the battery is down under the floorboard over here. Now let's see if we can. These rubber mats are kind of brittle. Oh, there's a little hole right there. Okay, might be able just to reach down and put the battery post on. You can see the battery right down through the hole there. Actually, I think there was a little cover that was made for that hole. I think I remember seeing that somewhere. Hell, I can't even find the other end of the battery cable. There we go. Well, we're gonna have to get a wrench to tighten that up. I thought I could just push it down on there, but it's very loose on there. Should be. All right, let's see here. Let's try and get finagled down in here. Got brand new battery cables on it. I'm not used to working with that. Usually my battery cables are almost broken too and green, and the lead clamp on it's been on the end of something 75,000 times before.
And the nuts are stripped.
Yeah. Let's see. That ought to be snug enough for trying this out. I guess I can just bump the key, make sure it's in neutral. Yep. This, since it's got, I'll show you that. I did mention it when we were down at Bob's. He bought this gear reduction starter for when you convert these to 12 volt, and it's got a starter relay, so it works just like a modern car. You just have a key switch and you just turn the key to start the car, as opposed to having your key that you turn on to make your electrical connection and then a foot button that engages the starter. Okay, yeah, I really wish I would have brought my magnetic mount for this camera with me out here. It's way more convenient when you're doing stuff like this, but I'll balance the camera up here, try to get it pointing down where you can kind of see the engine here. Is there someone here?
No, just your car out there. I think it's garbage man.
Oh, garbage truck, yeah. Okay, well there's no gas running out of the carburetor. That is a good sign. Let's go ahead and turn the gas adjustment valve. That should be this metal rod coming down. That'll be this metal rod coming down here. It should be probably about a turn to a turn and a half open approximately. I have no clue where any of this stuff's set. I'm going to go all the way in with that, and then we'll go out 1, 2, I'll go 2.5 full turns out on that for starting out. Alright, let me find, I didn't like where I had that camera before. Let me find somewhere else to put this camera.
I can hold it here.
That'll work. Okay. Give it a choke. All right. Let's see what it does. Quit doing it once I got over the camera. We got sparks jumping there. And that's when it's seems like it's not running on all 4 cylinders all the time. Listen to that, though. Okay, we got a different cap for the... Go ahead and shut it off. We got a different cap for the distributor here. Because that one's been broken, and I think Bob just siliconed it back together to try to get it working, and we had a sparkle show going right there, jumping lightning across there. So let's put that new cap on there and then start it back up again. That's why I thought it sounded like it wasn't running on all 4 cylinders the whole time. That explains it. Okay, it was running really rich. It's stinky in here, so we open up the garage door. So you bonehead dog, if I see you heading for that door, you're gonna go on your rope. Stay in here. All right, here, you hold this. Pop our wires off of here. And you take the cap off, and the top part of the cap is separate from this winged part of the distributor. And it should only go on one way. It's got a little notch, so you can't get it wrong. Put that on there, and then hook your little flats back up here. They're just little brass strips. This one's been soldered back together. I didn't notice that before. Okay, let's set the camera up again and we'll start it back up. Alright, hit it again. Probably don't need to choke it now. That sounds much better. That motor supposedly is freshly rebuilt, so I'm guessing it's pretty tight still. I don't believe this engine's even been broken in yet. It supposedly is a freshly rebuilt engine. See right there. Sounds good. It's not smoking at all. It does still smell like it's running pretty rich. Let's clean this up here. Listen to that, that's nice. Let's see if I can turn that in just a hair here. You hold this again for a minute. It's pointing at you, not at me. Alright, let's see if I can get a straight screwdriver in the slot of this here. Uh-oh. Hey, let me get a different screwdriver. That screwdriver's too thick to...
Where did he go?
Go in the slot. He's right here. He's following me around.
Look on the table's a smaller one, I think. There's a lot of stuff on the table.
There's a much larger one there. I think this little bitty one will work. It's got a good thin blade on it.
Yeah, it sounded a lot better that time.
Yeah, it runs a lot better now. It's not got a sparkle party jumping around up there. Boy, that is stuck. Let's get a pair of pliers on it and see if we can break that loose. I'm just trying to turn the little stop screw that stops it so that it doesn't. There we go. Broke it loose with the... That sounds like an important phone call. Now maybe I can get that screwdriver in there. Robo Cedar Rapids. That's a good one, I'm sure.
It says Robo Cedar Rapids because it don't spell rapids on it.
Well, that will not turn with the screwdriver, but I can turn it another half a turn with this pair of pliers, and then we'll see if that has it at a good idle speed. All right, go hit the key again. That's nice. Leo likes it. He's happy about it. That is nice. Go back here and listen to the exhaust on it. Smooth and nice. I like that. I'm going to take a little video of this with my phone and send it to Uncle Bob. We got juice in the radiator. I'm sure it does. Oh yeah. I'm trying to get a little bit of heat in there. We'll leave the radiator cap off so I can get my finger / temperature gauge dipped in there every once in a while. But yeah, we're going to let this old girl sit here and idle for a few minutes. I'll pause the camera for a couple minutes and snap a quick video of this and send it to my Uncle Bob. Well, it's sitting there running nice. We ran, when we put gas in it, I just filled up that tomato can and dumped it in the gas tank, and we ran that much gas through it, so I filled that up and started it back up, fired right off again. I adjusted the carburetor a little bit more. Sounds good. I don't know, it's probably been running 10 minutes at least, 10 or 15 minutes. That's probably Bob calling. I can still dip my finger in the radiator, but this is a fresh motor. It's going to get hot for a while. All the rings are probably tight. So it's going to need some break-in, that's for sure, but it's still not too hot to dip my finger in the radiator on it. I tightened up the exhaust clamp as much as I could to try to quiet down the exhaust leak, but I can't get it to bolt is on the back side. We're going to have to wait till it's pulled down, loosen up those bolts, and turn that clamp about a quarter turn so we can get it both of the nuts and tighten it going good. There is absolutely no smoke coming out the exhaust, and it's running smooth. Alright, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. Actually, go ahead and shut her off. There we go, so I don't have to yell over it now. I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. Run nice. It's been running for at least 15-20 minutes. I don't hear any bubbling in the radiator, so it's definitely not boiling, but it was getting where it's pretty hot. I can still dip my finger in there, but it's getting hot. But like I was saying earlier, this is supposedly a completely rebuilt engine, and it's not even broke in yet. We were getting a little bit of blow-by coming out the crankcase vent, and I said, well, that makes sense because it's brand new. This is just starting the break-in process on that engine, so we will have to, on some more nice days, just start it up and let it idle for a while, and then by next spring when we start driving it, we'll have to give it a good gentle break-in on the engine. But sounds nice. We're very happy with it. Thanks to everybody for watching. We appreciate each and every view. If you enjoy the content we're putting out, the best thing you can do to help support us at this point is just let those ads play when they come up. You can also look up Cutler's Antiques on Facebook. follow us there, and give the video a like, leave a comment. If you've not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It's free for you. It definitely does help us out. And come on back next week. We'll have a video of something here for you to watch.